What's up, gearheads, and welcome back to Techbeast TV. Get ready because today we're diving deep into the world of colossal power and incredible engineering. We've got everything from timber stripping titans to mud wrestling monsters and jungle recovery missions. You won't believe the muscle these machines pack. Stick around, it's gonna be epic. All right, kicking things off, feast your eyes on this absolute beast. What looks to be a rugged case wheel loader, maybe something akin to their powerful G-series, like the 721G. We're not talking about your garden variety tractor here, folks. This is a titan of the timber yard. This powerhouse is likely packing an engine roaring with over 190 horsepower and an operating weight that could easily tip the scales at over 14 tons. Incredible stuff. Now those logs aren't just for show. Let's follow their journey from the forest to the mill, where the real transformation begins. Next up, prepare to be absolutely mesmerized as one of those gargantuan logs we just saw enters the heart of the sawmill. This isn't just wood, people. It's a titan of the forest about to meet its match with some serious industrial might. Check out that automated carriage. A steel beast in its own right, firmly gripping the timber, advancing it towards the screaming bandsaw. That blade, likely a high-strain band mill designed for relentless work, could be spinning at speeds over 9,000 feet per minute, driven by an electric motor that could probably power a small neighborhood. With each relentless pass, the razor-sharp teeth, thinner than a dime but tougher than nails, slice through the dense wood, peeling away layers with astonishing speed and pinpoint accuracy. And see that skilled worker with the traditional cant hook? He's like the conductor of this wooden orchestra, expertly guiding and repositioning the log, ensuring every cut is perfect to maximize the yield and minimize waste. The air is thick with the rich scent of fresh-cut pine and the deafening yet strangely beautiful roar of machinery. This is where raw nature gets its extreme makeover into valuable lumber, board by board. Impressive precision, right? But what happens to the parts of the tree that don't make the cut for prime lumber? Well, in the world of heavy machinery, nothing goes to waste when you've got this next monster on the job. Hold on to your hard hats, viewers, because we're about to unleash the devourer. A Duratec tub grinder, and it looks like a big one, maybe a TC12 or even the mighty TC15. This machine is an insatiable chomper of wood, a true glutton for green waste, and it's got a partner in crime, a powerful cat excavator, likely a 320 or 330 model, with its hydraulic arm acting as the ultimate waiter, serving up an endless feast. Branches, stumps, entire sections of trees, all unceremoniously tossed into that gaping, rotating maw. From that kind of massive waste reduction, let's zoom in on a more precise, almost surgical kind of demolition. We're talking about those stubborn tree stumps. Now get ready to witness the Yaw-A Equipment Incorporated stump grinder in a fierce down-and-dirty battle against some serious subterranean resistance. This isn't the biggest machine on the block, but don't let its size fool you. It's a pint-sized powerhouse. Mounted on a versatile tractor, this compact yet formidable machine is taking on the deeply rooted remnants of a felled tree like a champ. Its high-speed cutting wheel, probably a good 24 to 30 inches in diameter and studded with dozens of razor-sharp carbide teeth, descends upon that tough stump with what I can only describe as savage intent. All right, we've seen logs loaded with power, sawn with precision, and stumps absolutely busted. Let's get back to moving some serious timber with another true giant of the forest. Prepare for another jaw-dropping display of sheer, unadulterated lifting prowess with this colossal Caterpillar articulated log loader. This yellow behemoth, possibly a Cat 966 or even a 980 model, is absolutely dominated by its immense grapple, resembling the talons of some kind of prehistoric steel bird of prey ready to snatch its quarry. These machines are engineered for extreme duty, with operating weights that can exceed 30 tons and lift capacities that laugh in the face of massive, freshly cut tree trunks. We're talking easily handling loads of 10 to 15 tons, or even more, depending on the specific configuration and the density of the wood. The operator, perched high in that comfy, climate-controlled cab, like a king on his throne, skillfully maneuvers the articulated arm, plucking logs from the roadside pile with surprising agility and speed for such a large machine. With that powerful hydraulic hiss, a sound of pure strength, the grapple secures its heavy cargo and swings it effortlessly onto the waiting logging truck. Each movement is a testament to incredible engineering and good old American brute strength, a ballet of brawn. This is heavy-duty logistics where giants move giants. But even these mechanical Goliaths can run into trouble. What happens when Mother Nature decides to throw a curveball and the terrain fights back? Let's see who comes to the rescue. Oh boy, talk about a sticky situation. Here we see a mighty Nissan diesel logging truck, absolutely laden with tons of timber, looking more stuck than a pickup truck in a Louisiana swamp after a hurricane. It's bogged down in some treacherous, slick mud on what looks like a perilously steep incline. Those wheels are spinning uselessly, digging deeper ruts, a prisoner of the unforgiving, muddy earth. But wait, cue the hero music, because help is at hand. A powerful Lugong excavator, a true yellow-clad workhorse of the wild. Maybe something like their CLG 925E model, which boasts a hefty operating weight of around 25 tons and some serious tractive effort designed for exactly these kinds of predicaments, arrives on the scene. With its robust tracks digging deep for crucial traction and a heavy-duty tow cable straining like a guitar string about to snap, the excavator begins the arduous, nerve-wracking task of pulling that stranded behemoth to safety. Engines are roaring in a symphony of defiance, mud is flying, and steel is straining under immense pressure. This is a true test of machine against the wild, folks. The tension is absolutely palpable. Feast your eyes on this absolute beast. That classic orange Nissan diesel looks like old number 101T, wrestling a log that could give a Sequoia a run for its money. She's not just hauling timber, folks. She's making that mud. Wish it never woke up this morning. Tires churning, engine roaring like a grizzly with a toothache. But hold on, what's that yellow knight in shining armor I see? That's right, it's our trusty excavator, carving a path through this slop like a hot knife through butter, making sure these logging legends can keep on rolling. That, my friends, is teamwork that makes the dream work, deep in the heart of logging country. All right, folks, feast your eyes on this absolute unit, the log debarker. Think of it as the lumber industry's tough love bouncer, stripping away that rough outer layer to get to the good stuff inside. Freshly harvested logs, often weighing several tons apiece and varying greatly in diameter, roll onto the heavy-duty in-feed conveyor like they're lining up for inspection. Now, this isn't your grandpa's whittling knife. We're talking serious industrial muscle designed for continuous, demanding operation. Powered by robust electric motors, likely pushing hundreds of horsepower, maybe around 300 HP for a machine processing logs of this size, and governed by precise hydraulics for smooth, controlled feeding. Heavy-duty spiked rollers grip and forcefully feed the timber forward. Then, bam! Those sharp, rotating cutter heads, often equipped with replaceable carbide teeth, engage at incredible speeds, sometimes over 1,500 RPM, sending bark flying like confetti at a lumberjack party. From the controlled chaos of the mill, let's venture out into the wild, where the terrain gets really interesting and challenges even the toughest machines. Deep in the sticks, where spring thaws or heavy rains turn trails into what looks like chocolate pudding, only way less delicious and far more treacherous. We find this colossal red forestry forwarder earning its paycheck the hard way. This ain't just a little mud puddle, folks. This is a full-blown swamp monster trying to swallow this multi-ton machine whole. Look at the sheer grit as those massive, deep lug tires, probably taller than your average Joe and running at low pressure for maximum footprint, churn relentlessly, fighting for every single inch of grip against the sucking, viscous hold of the earth. We're talking about a machine weighing upwards of 20 tons before even thinking about loading it with several more tons of heavy timber, battling against nature's unforgiving suction cup. Water's flying, thick mud slinging. You can almost hear that powerful diesel engine, likely putting out close to 300 horsepower and massive torque, groaning under the strain. I think I can. I think I can. These forwarders, often rocking 8-wheel drive configurations and sophisticated articulated steering for insane maneuverability in tight spots, are purpose-built for exactly this kind of off-road abuse. Can this heavily laden warrior conquer the quagmire? Every tire rotation is a nail-biter. Talk about extreme trucking. Sometimes getting the timber to the forwarder requires incredible skill and precision work, especially in precarious spots. Let's see a real pro handle the felling on a challenging slope. Whoa, check out this daredevil logger, perched precariously on a slope that looks steeper than my last credit card bill. Littered with rocks and uneven footing, this skilled professional is performing some serious tree surgery under high-risk conditions. His weapon of choice? A powerful, professional-grade chainsaw, probably a high-output model from Stihl or Husqvarna, with an engine displacement around 70 to 90 cc and a long bar, absolutely screaming as it bites deep into the massive trunk of this mature tree. This ain't your backyard pruning job. The treacherous terrain and the sheer size and weight of the tree make this incredibly dicey, leaving absolutely zero room for error. Watch the intense laser focus as he expertly carves that critical directional notch. The undercut, meticulously dictating the giant's fall path to avoid hazardous obstacles like other valuable trees or those gnarly rocks below. Then he carefully starts the back cut, pure calculated precision. You see him hammering and felling wedges? That crucial step helps persuade the tree to lean correctly and prevents the saw from binding. And notice the essential protective gear: helmet, visor, ear protection, high visibility clothing, and chainsaw chaps. Absolutely non-negotiable lifesavers in this line of work. You can almost feel the tension build as those wood fibers start to pop, creak, groan, timber. But even with careful felling, getting the wood out can be a challenge. What happens when the mighty logging truck itself gets humbled by the unforgiving terrain? Bring in the tow truck, jungle style. Houston, we have a major problem down here in the jungle. Right here in the thick, humid undergrowth, on a track that's more mud than solid ground, this massive logging truck, loaded down with enough colossal tree trunks to build a small neighborhood, is stuck faster than a politician caught in a lie. That deep, gooey red clay mud has got it completely bogged down. Those multiple heavy-duty drive axles are just spinning uselessly, churning the mud and digging themselves into an even deeper hole. But wait, here comes the cavalry, and it's wearing steel tracks. This rugged bulldozer, probably a mid-size model like a Cat D6 or similar, weighing around 20 tons and packing serious horsepower, specifically designed for pushing and pulling heavy loads, is hooking up its thick steel tow cable via a heavy clevis. Talk about a high-stakes, muddy tug-of-war. Watch the dozer dig its tracks in deep for maximum traction, its powerful engine roaring like a beast under the immense load, putting every bit of its maybe 180 horsepower and massive low-end torque to work. The fully loaded truck is just dead weight against the mud's relentless grip. This is raw power versus the Earth's slimy embrace, Will the cable hold? Can the dozer maintain traction on this slippery surface? All right, let's switch gears from dramatic rescue operations to aggressive land clearing. Forget gentle pruning, it's time to mulch. Now we're talking serious, large-scale landscaping. Deep in the untamed woods where undergrowth can become an impenetrable wall, this tract forestry mulcher is operating like a mechanical Tasmanian devil, absolutely tearing through the vegetation. The narrator guessed it might be a versatile New Holland compact track loader. Those things are known for being nimble powerhouses, maybe packing 75 to 100 horsepower in a compact frame, fitted with a beastly, hydraulically powered diamond mower's mulching head. This ain't just trimming hedges, folks. This is total annihilation of unwanted vegetation. Watch it charge headfirst into that tangled mess with seemingly no fear. Small trees, thick stubborn brush, annoying vines, fallen branches. They don't stand a chance against those hardened steel teeth, mounted on a heavy rotating drum, spinning at insane speeds, sometimes over 2,000 RPM. It literally vaporizes everything in its path, transforming dense jungle or overgrown woodland into a nice, neat layer of beneficial mulch in a single pass. The ground visibly shakes as this compact destroyer proves size isn't everything when you have the right tool. It's relentless, brutally efficient, and honestly kind of terrifyingly cool to watch operate. Nature meet your aggressive, wood-chipping nightmare. Once the trees are down and the brush is cleared, the valuable timber needs efficient processing. Let's see how modern technology makes quick work of turning logs into usable products. Check out this absolute marvel of modern logging technology in action. We've got a powerful track log loader, could be a purpose-built machine from manufacturers like Deere or maybe Tiger Cat, known for their robust forestry equipment. It's wielding a highly sophisticated processor head. Think along the lines of industry leaders like Waratah or Ponce style. This attachment is essentially a multifunctional Swiss Army knife specifically designed for logs, capable of performing several tasks sequentially. Watch the intricate hydraulic ballet unfold. The powerful grapple arms, controlled with joysticks by the skilled operator inside the cab, snatch a hefty log from the pile like it's picking up a mere toothpick. Then, zip! Razor-sharp delimbing knives flash down the trunk, stripping branches cleanly and efficiently in seconds, faster than you can say timber. Simultaneously, high-speed feed rollers, often driven by powerful hydraulic motors, grip and shoot the log rapidly through the head. Integrated sensors measure the length with incredible pinpoint accuracy. We're talking fractions of an inch tolerance. Before wham, the integrated, hydraulically powered chainsaw bar drops instantly, bucking the log into perfect, market-ready lengths based on pre-programmed specifications. Grab, strip, measure, cut, repeat. It's mesmerizingly efficient, processing tree after tree at a mind-boggling pace, maximizing yield and minimizing handling time in today's demanding timber industry. Felling, processing, great steps. But what about those stubborn, deeply rooted stumps left behind? It's time to call in the really big guns for some heavy-duty extraction. The trees might be gone, processed and hauled away, but their underground anchors, the roots, are clinging on like a stubborn stain, refusing to yield the ground. Now enter the heavy hitter for the final cleanup, a robust John Deere tracked excavator. These machines are absolute workhorses, versatile beasts with operating weights easily exceeding 20 tons for a mid-size model, and powerful diesel engines pushing well over 150 horsepower. Armed with a heavy-duty digging bucket, reinforced for tough conditions, and that incredibly useful hydraulic thumb, think of it as a giant, powerful metal opposable thumb providing grip. It's ready to declare war on these deeply buried obstacles. Feel that rumble through the ground? That's pure hydraulic power at work. The system potentially generating over 30,000 pounds of raw bucket digging force, tearing into the compacted earth surrounding the massive stump, seeking to break the soil's tenacious grip. It's a slow-motion battle, a testament to leverage and sheer brute strength against the holding power of the root system. The operator skillfully maneuvers the articulated boom and arm, ripping through tough, tangled roots and strategically prying the stubborn wood free from its long-held position. It's not pretty or fast, but it's incredibly powerful, clearing the land one defiant stump at a time, truly getting it ready for whatever comes next, whether it's replanting or construction. Let's dramatically change the scenery now, swapping mud and mulch for the harsh beauty of ice and snow. How does the vital timber harvest keep moving even in the dead of winter? Brrr. Welcome to the frozen north, or at least somewhere that looks a lot like it during a serious winter blast. We're talking blinding, snow-reducing visibility, freezing temperatures making metal brittle, and a landscape that looks like it lost a fight with a giant snowblower, littered with debris under the white blanket. But the demanding work of logging doesn't stop for a little blizzard. Behold the tracked forestry forwarder, a rugged green machine. Looks like another reliable John Deere. Maybe a 1110G model or similar, specifically engineered and built tough for exactly this kind of punishment. Those wide steel tracks, possibly fitted with ice cleats, are absolutely key here, providing the crucial flotation needed to stay atop the snow and the relentless grip required on the slippery, busted-up ground where wheeled machines would just sink, spin, or slide uncontrollably. Watch that powerful, articulated hydraulic grapple crane, operated with surprising finesse from the warm cab. Deftly pluck those heavy, snow-dusted logs like giant frozen Lincoln logs from the drifts. The operator makes it look easy, but maneuvering tons of timber safely in swirling snow takes serious skill and concentration. This machine is all about hauling massive loads, sometimes exceeding 15 tons, out of remote, inaccessible places wheeled vehicles wouldn't dare attempt in these conditions. Talk about earning your keep in the deep freeze. Let's head back to warmer, steamier climates. But don't think the challenges get any easier. They're just as sticky. Let's see the crucial process of loading them up in the dense jungle. Welcome back to the jungle. Steamy, muddy, and definitely not what you'd call easy street for heavy equipment operations. The critical mission now, get these colossal, freshly cut logs safely and efficiently onto that waiting, rugged logging truck using this bright yellow cat-tracked excavator. Now, utilizing the standard digging bucket instead of a specialized log grapple or thumb attachment might seem a bit unconventional for loading. But hey, sometimes you have to make do with the tool you've got on site, and a skilled operator can work wonders. However, it requires incredible skill and precision from that operator. Carefully scooping, balancing these heavy, awkwardly shaped multi-ton logs, maneuvering them smoothly and precisely over the truck bed stakes, all while the excavator itself sits potentially precariously on soft, possibly unstable jungle ground. A versatile machine like this, maybe a Cat 320 series excavator, weighs over 20 tons itself and possesses immense lifting power thanks to its sophisticated hydraulic system, capable of generating pressures exceeding 5,000 psi to move the heavy boom, stick, and bucket. One jerky movement, one slight miscalculation or slip, and you could seriously damage the truck, the valuable log, or worse. It's a slow, deliberate, careful dance involving massive weight and incredibly fine control. Oh no, not again. It seems the jungle mud has claimed another victim. Looks like another truck has fallen victim to its dreaded grip. Time for a tag team heavy metal rescue. Deja vu all over again. Another day, another heavily laden logging truck completely swallowed by the infamous, thick, unforgiving red jungle clay. This old-school truck, groaning under its immense load of timber, is utterly immobilized, stuck fast. Its powerful drive wheels are buried deep, just spinning futilely, churning the clay into an even slicker mess and digging themselves in deeper, going nowhere fast. But look, it's a coordinated, two-pronged heavy metal rescue mission swinging into action this time. We've got the rugged bulldozer, the same type of tracked hero we saw earlier, hooked up again, its powerful winch cable drawn taut like a guitar string, straining against the immense weight, engine roaring, putting its maybe 150-plus horsepower and incredible pulling torque to the ultimate test. And standing by, providing crucial support, is the mighty Excavator. Finally, let's end today's journey with a respectful nod to the classics. Sometimes proven, old-school iron is simply the best tool for the toughest, grittiest jobs. All right, folks, let's take a satisfying trip down memory lane and witness the enduring power of classic American iron with this absolute beauty. A vintage yellow bulldozer, probably an old Caterpillar D7, or perhaps even a mighty D8 from decades past, showing the new, computerized kids on the block exactly how ground-shaking work gets done. This machine isn't about fancy electronics, GPS guidance, or high travel speed. This is about pure, unadulterated, relentless grunt work delivered through raw torque and the brute force of heavy steel tracks gripping the earth. Just listen to the deep, throaty rumble of that old-school diesel engine. They truly just don't make them sound quite like that anymore. The experienced operator is skillfully using that massive, solid steel blade, angling it just right, digging deep under the edges to sever the anchoring roots and dislodge the deeply embedded, stubborn stump left over from felling. The ground literally groans and vibrates under the immense pressure as this 30-plus ton veteran pushes forward relentlessly, its tracks churning slowly but surely, wrestling the tangled, heavy mass of wood and roots from the earth's tenacious hold. These old warriors might lack the modern bells, whistles, and creature comforts, but their sheer, uncompromising pushing power, legendary durability, and relatively simple bulletproof construction are absolutely legendary among earth movers. It's a fantastic, visceral display of raw mechanical muscle against the deeply rooted resistance of nature, proving that sometimes brute force is timeless and incredibly effective. What a machine! Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. If you love seeing these mechanical beasts in action as much as we did, do us a favor and hit that like button, and definitely subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next adventure into the world of amazing tech and powerful machines. We'll catch you in the next one.